Hello guys and welcome to another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. In this video we'll be going over all the bosses in the monthly EQ for the month of August. The first boss, that is the boss of EQ 1.1, is Ronan, and the nodes on the Ronan are not very difficult. The only node that you have to be careful about is the special chaos inversion, and which causes attackers dash and dodge controls to be inverted during the special attack of Ronan. So this becomes quite problematic if you don't have a reverse control immune champ. So what I'm using is Hulk with a synergy with Overseer. So what this synergy does is it will make Hulk immune to reverse controls. So even while using the special attack, our controls won't be reversed while fighting Ronan. One other thing that we should note is all the special attacks of Ronan are unblockable, and on every special attack Ronan can stun you. So you'll have to be careful about that. Other than that, there's nothing much in the fight. You just have to take care of these two things. Also, not just Hulk, any champion that can ignore or that is immune to reverse control will work great here. The second boss, that is the boss for 1.2, is Taskmaster, and there are few nodes on Taskmaster that might create trouble for you. Taskmaster's exploit functionality will actually give him about 10% of his max power. Also, the active exploit will become unblockable, and the active exploit will actually give him a chance to evade by 30%. So we have to make sure whatever the current exploit is active on Taskmaster, we are not using that attack. Also, this will be prompted in the menu, or not exactly in the menu, but on the Taskmaster side of the screen, which of the exploit is active. I will just point it out when it comes on screen. So just right there, so exploit weakness medium, that means our medium attacks are now the part of exploit, so he can actually evade our medium attacks, see, just like that. So we have to be careful about whatever exploit is active, and see, now the current exploit is SP1. So all we have to do is not use SP1 so that the nodes won't be able to help Taskmaster, and instead we'll use just XP2. Here I paused just to check if I can see the exploit details in the start menu, but we cannot. So you have to take care, or you have to note whenever it is displayed on the screen whatever weakness is currently active. Also, one more thing I would like to point out is if you can easily dex the SP1 and SP2 of Taskmaster. SP2 is pretty easily, but SP1, so it will be great help for this fight. The third boss, that is the boss of 2.1, is Void, and this boss is especially problematic because he will have damage reduction on him. Unless he is bleeding, all the damage will be reduced by 90%, which makes him very problematic. And other than that, there is an obstinate charge node on him, so our parry stuns, the first parry stun won't work, so we'll have to stun him twice. To counter this node, I am bringing in White Max synergy. With White Max, the guidance boost that White Max provides. After this, obstinate charge node will not work, and we will passively stun him for every parry we do. Also, you should use any of your bleed champions. Even if your bleed champions are not leveled up, I will still suggest using them, because during the bleed phase, or whenever there is a bleed on Void, he will take extra damage, and unless he doesn't have a bleed on him, all damage to him will be reduced by 90%, and which will make this fight very long, and you will mess up, or the more the fight goes, the more is the chance for us to mess up. So it's better to use a champion which has bleed on their basic kit. So for this actually Nick Fury was the perfect counter for Void here. Also I think Blade with Ghost Rider synergy will also work because Void is a villain. Basically any champion that can reliably bleed Void will actually work. Here I was not worried about Void reaching SP3 because I had second life of Nick Fury with me, so I knew I wouldn't die. But for some reason it did very less damage to me. Even the Nick Fury's first life was not finished by this time. So please use bleed champions. Now the fourth boss, that is boss of 2.2, is Noah, and there are a lot of tricky nodes on him, especially the Matador and Power Shield, because he won't take any damage other than special attacks. And Matador, you won't have a bar of power from your normal means. Only when Noah uses a special you will get 1 bar of power. And the most annoying node is Beat the Buzzer. As soon as you get a bar of power, you have like 8 seconds to use it. If you don't, then 50% of your health bar will be depleted. So I wanted to use Kitty here because her phase mechanics actually ignore the last node, that is Beat the Buzzer node. And if you are phasing during that time, then we don't have to worry about that 50% damage that will be done to us. Also what you can do is use SP1 while phased, because it will inflict passive incinerates on Noah, which can actually re-trigger themselves. So I was lucky here that all my 3 incinerates were able to re-trigger. And also Noah was actually very cooperative. He was using his specials as soon as possible, so that also helped. And because of that I actually was able to do no damage here. So I was able to kill Noah without taking any damage. So I would say Kitty is a perfect counter here, as long as you can maintain her phase properly. Now the fifth boss, that is boss of 3.1, is the new character of this month, Photon, and she has a very annoying kit. So I tried and failed a lot of times, and I'm still trying to find a better counter for her, but for now Hercules works on her, because on SP1 of Hercules he gains True Sense, and thus he will ignore the miss effects. So as long as we have that True Sense active, he won't miss. And there is a lot of miss mechanics in Photon's kit. Also I will make a separate video on how to counter Photon, but for now I just used Hercules because of his counter miss ability. Also there's a new mechanics where you cannot dex the first hit of SP1 from Photon. So what you can do is either parry or block it. So you have to be careful about that. And the pure light form is basically when she cannot miss and we will miss all our hits. So we need a champion which can counter miss. I will also try using Nick Fury here, and I will let you guys know how it works. But for the time being, Hercules work efficiently here, and I think Hercules with his anti-miss mechanics will work against her. Now the final boss for 3.2 is also the new character for this month, and it is Vox. Now the nodes on Vox are not really that difficult, but the thing is the SP1 of Vox is very difficult to dex, and he has a node of stun immunity. So basically we cannot stun him. So the main problem here is how we'll get our openings. So I just wanted to play it safe and I used Doom. Doom certainly isn't the fastest counter for Vox. I think there are several other counters, but I will still say Doom is the safest counter for Vox because of his crit resistance and basically overall tankiness. Doom will help you survive the fight even if you get hit by SP1 once or twice. And I will also like to suggest that please try to push him to SP2 every time and do not let him activate his SP1, because of the way his SP1 has been designed, it is very tricky to completely dex it. I'm not saying it is impossible, but it is very tricky to dex his SP1. And with his SP2, all you can do is just get out of his range. So as long as you are not in his range, you won't be hit by his SP2. So in this fight, I will continuously try to remain out of his range whenever he activates a SP2. And if you ask me, Doom worked perfectly here. Only thing is Doom was a little bit slow, I felt. And I will also try to find faster counters for him. But for now, Doom is a reliable counter, and it is surely not the fastest counter, but it is a very reliable counter for Vox. Also, same goes for Vox. I will also try to create a separate video like how to counter Vox, and I will try to showcase all his abilities. So please be on the lookout for that video as well. Also, I will really like to talk about the animations and the overall model of the Vox. It looks really cool, and that big red colored scythe is also very nice. So I would like to know more about this character and like what all properties and everything have been given to him. So I will like to include all that in a separate video. So these were all the 6 bosses of a monthly event quest for the August. And for more detailed counter guides and the complete 100% exploration, please check out the playlist on my channel, and I will upload every single path. Currently I have uploaded all the easy paths for now, and I will soon be uploading all 100% on that. So if you guys like the video, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.